I have so much to do, especially for someone who might be out of a job soon. At lunch, Tip, Sang-san, Gawi, and I are all sitting together, obviously discussing the hottest news of the day. I asked Tip, has our branch really lost so much money for the company that they have to cut employees? Tip looked around, waved her hand for us to come closer, and then whispered, we're not actually losing money for the company, but we just haven't been making any profits for almost 3 years now. Tip was about to continue when Nicha showed up. Hola! Can I join? No one even answered yet when she sat herself down right next to me. I'm surprised to see her. Normally for lunch she goes out to some fancy restaurant and then posts pictures on Instagram to show off. It's really strange. Well, I guess everything that's happened to me today has been quite strange. Not even after a minute after she sat down, she asked the question we were all too afraid to ask. So, who's getting fired? We all looked directly at Tip, anticipating an answer. Her eyebrows burrowed, and she answered, I don't know. We all sighed. Then Tip leans in and whispers even quieter. You know, it might not just be employee layoffs. They might even close down the branch. Close down the branch? We all said at the same time. Tip looked left and right and said, shh, don't be so loud. The whole company is already shaken with the news. This is just my opinion. It doesn't sound completely crazy. They must be expecting some profits from each branch, right? And it's been 3 years. Nicha turns to me. Kwan, you know Mr. Chung Pa, right? So you should know the truth better than anyone. Then everyone turned to look at me and Gawi asks, how do you even know him? Doesn't he live overseas? Oh no, I cannot tell them about last night. I wouldn't say I know him. I just met him once. Then Sontan appears and said that the jerk has requested my presence. Everyone was shocked. Great. Just as I suspected, I'm literally the first to go. Such a jerk. Why is it so hard for him to differentiate between his personal life and work life? You know what? He needs to know that, and I'm leaving anyway, so I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind. How small is this world that I would run into the lunatic here of all places? But I have to say, it was quite hilarious to see her reaction. Dealing with her is one problem, dealing with work is another. After I sent my first evaluation report on the Bangkok branch to our headquarters, I received both good and bad news. The good news is that I'm being promoted to director. The bad news is that I have to fix all of Bangkok branch's problems within 3 months, and it will all depend on the final quarter's sales results. This job is quite a difficult one. The employees are very different. Their strengths and weaknesses vary. But I really think what I said this morning would help shine a light on how dependent their jobs are on the situation of the company. I really think I managed to inspire them more. Maybe, just maybe, we'll make it in 3 months. Here she is. I was just about to invite her inside, but before I could, she opened the door, slammed it, and walked straight to my desk, fully determined. Hey, jerk! Mr. Chung Pa, since you're so experienced, how can you not differentiate between your personal life and your work life? Since you're gonna fire me anyway, I'm gonna take this chance to speak up for all of the employees here. First of all, I don't know if it's because your Thai isn't very good because you've been overseas for so long, or if it's because it's in your nature to be a jerk, but this morning in the meeting, the way you spoke to us now has everyone feeling very stressed out. He opened his mouth as if he thought he could respond, but no way. Instead of saying you will lay off some employees, why is it so hard for you to just tell us the problems that our branch has? Don't you know that the more vague you are about the problems, the more open it is to interpretations? And people will worry even more, so much more that they might lose their jobs just because of the worrying. Even though he sat there completely still, I was sure he must be so worked up right now, but I am not even close to done. If you want your employees to put their heart into their work, you should give them the opportunity to speak to you openly. That way, you can really get to know people and what they need. And when you do, you can figure out how to speak to your employees to motivate and inspire them, giving them the drive to make the company better. Speechless. For example, you could have said something like, how can I help you? I see potential in you. The success of the company comes from you. Something like that to instill some faith in your employees. Don't you understand that? I guess not being wasted really works for you. You really should remember that. So am I right to understand that you're here to speak to me as a representative from the employees? No, I'm just giving you some advice, okay? So you can treat people better after you fire me. Who said I was gonna fire you? Since you walked in, I haven't had a chance to speak. But you wanted to see me. And this morning you said you wanted to lay off employees. If you did call me in here to fire me, why am I here? I wanted my ID back, since you won't need it anymore now that we're working in the same company. I would assume you don't think that I'm going to be able to run away now, right? I felt the blood rush to my face. Oh. Right. ID. I quickly gathered whatever was left of my pride. Yes, sure. I will go get your ID for you then, sir. Okay. I turned around confidently to walk out of his royal jerkiness' office as fast as possible. Don't forget our appointment later. I walked faster. This jerk, such a pain, I swear. But before I walked in, he said something about 3 months. I wonder what he meant.